I sold the Audi last night. I can't even tell you guys the amount of anxiety that comes over me waiting for those cars to sell like that. But I ended up selling it for Welcome back to another episode of Broken Mirror, guys. If you are new to the channel, we've been working on my 2007 Cadillac CTS that I picked up for $1,200. It has 86,000 miles, and I got it that cheap because it didn't run. So in the first episode, you actually see why it didn't run. In the second episode, you see us try to test drive it and see if it can actually move. And then in the third episode, we actually washed all the paint, finished cleaning the interior, and actually put an ozone generator in there to get rid of the very green smell that was in there. In fact, I'm curious if it still worked. It's been a couple days. I haven't even looked inside it. It's actually Tuesday today. Yesterday was a rainy day. It was really just gross out, so I skipped yesterday. So we're gonna find out together if the ozone generator actually worked to alleviate that smell, or if the sun baking the car in the heat right now actually brought that green smell back. So we're literally gonna find out together right now. But what I would also like to do is, in the last episode I showed you guys, there's an underpan for the engine that I kind of plastic welded back together. It actually came out really good, it's pretty solid. So what I wanna do after checking the smell in there is to see if we can actually get that pan back up there nice and tidy, and if it just zips up and there's no issues. Now, I still haven't sold the Audi, it's right back there. I'm hoping there might be a guy coming in a couple hours. You never know, so fingers crossed it goes this time. He seems the most legitimate almost out of anyone, but we'll see. You just never know. What I did just do is, you guys saw me package and ship the cam gears from the old head of the Audi. A guy bought them offline. So basically, by shipping that out, I just saved another $150 on the cost of the Audi. So let's say basically I just bought the head from the junkyard by selling those parts from the old head. So pretty cool, I'm excited about that. But first, let's check if this thing still stinks. Okay. It still smells faintly there, but it's not that bad. It's kind of hard to notice. I know it's there because I've smelt it before, but I don't know if someone else would. Yeah, I think I'm gonna let this air out again right now, but it smells, I mean, considerably better. I'm definitely gonna try it one more time just because it did work so well. Anyway, yeah, that actually seems to be working pretty dang good. If I can get the smell to totally disappear, then I'm gonna put a link down below of the machine I actually used. And if you're trying to get one in California, I don't think they sell them in California, at least Amazon doesn't. They wouldn't ship any of them to California. So I actually had to order mine off eBay. So if you're in the same position that I was in, I will try to find that link and put it down below. But for right now, what I would like to do is put the car up on ramps, install that engine pan, and then see about just removing the rest of the glue that's stuck on these windows, like right here, like this big piece. Try to get all this off so the windows look nice and clean. And then I think that's it. I will probably be doing a buff and polish tomorrow, but we'll see. Maybe I'll do it tonight. It all depends if this guy actually shows tonight or not. Let's get at it. All right, guys, it is the next day, and it's a beautiful day out for more than one reason. I sold the Audi last night. I can't even tell you guys the amount of anxiety that comes over me waiting for those cars to sell like that. I had that car listed for 3 weeks, and I had, no joke, 45 people that were interested. 3 people showed up, maybe 4, but 2 of them were complete losses before they even showed. I should have known not to waste my time. It's a young girl, first car, wasn't gonna happen. Second one was a family looking for their young daughter, first car. They're not gonna give her a turboed car for a first car. They want something big, SUV, something that's safe for the young girl. So I should have known those 2 were out. The other one, guy was a little crazy. He was not all there, but it sold last night to a great kid. I'm really happy it ended up going to him, even with all the headaches and the anxiety and the stress. It was totally worth it. He was a nice kid. He's going to treat it right. He's going to be a physician's assistant. So I don't know. I was just happy for him. It went really well. It was a nice sale, but I ended up selling it for $5,000. Now, what I originally listed this car for was $7,500. I did that aggressively. I kind of knew I'd reach the top of the market. I was trying to wean out those other 40 people that were trying to contact me, offering me $4,000 when I'm asking $7,500 or $3,000 when I'm asking $7,500. So that was the point, was to try to wean those people out and then get more serious people. But I'm just realizing Audis and VWs are definitely valued different here by different people. So it's just not the market or the clientele that I'm generally looking for. This kid, I think I just struck gold. I got very lucky with it. But who's actually going to buy the car for the cost of maintenance, how much they're going to pay with the mileage? It's just a different clientele who's searching here for that car. So if you guys see me buying another Audi, yell at me, scream at me to the top of your lungs for me to stop and just sell it and get out of it. Unless it's like a new one, like 2010 or newer, then maybe it's a different clientele. But until then, please scream at me. But anyway, I sold it for $5,000. And it was the most I've made on a car to date. Now, altogether, I had about $1,100 plus the tow into the car. So $500 in buying it, $600 in parts, oils, gaskets, parts in the junkyard, all that combined. The head as well as in that price. And then it was an extra $100 to have it towed by that guy that's been helping me out. So had $1,200 into the car, but if you remember, yesterday, I just sold those 2 cams. So really, I have about $1,050 into the car, which means I had a total profit of $3,950. Definitely the most I've had. I was really trying to hit that 4,000 mark, but I came just underneath. Whatever, it is what it is. I'm still happy I reached it. I'm just happy that it sold, that it went to a good kid. It really does relieve some anxiety. It gets hard, guys, trying to sell a car while trying to tape a video for you guys, while trying to fix a car and then trying to clean up to go sell that car. So you have to quit like an hour behind so that you can pack up everything, get it off the street, get inside, take a shower, go meet them like literally with like 2 to 3 minutes to spare, try to sell the car, come back if I have enough time, work on the car. It just creates this like crazy emotion roller coaster that you're always dealing with. So if you can't tell, compared to yesterday in the last video, I am way more at ease today. I am looking forward to finishing this car and selling it. So with that said, my goal for today is to buff the whole car. I do want to fix the license plate holder. It's kind of cracked and falling off, basically on the top left and on the bottom right. So I want to try to secure that better. And then I think I'm going to wash the whole car, probably do the synthetic clay bar again one more time, and then buff everything. I will most likely be sanding down the headlights and buffing those out because this side is really bad. Like this isn't too bad, but this is like straight up clear coat peelage or like destroyed plastic oxidation. So I'm gonna try my best to get that down to a nice cleaner layer. And then there's some other things I still wanna do, but I'll kind of get into that later. For right now, I think what we're gonna do is just actually fix that license plate holder, wash it, and then prepare it to buff. Let's get at it. All right, so I have scrubbed down the whole car. I have clay barred the whole car. The next thing I want to do is buff everything, but I think this time I'm going to be a little more smarter while buffing, especially in the sun. I'm going to try to tape up everything that is basically black to the best degree within reason, nothing too crazy. So for instance, like all of these spots I want to tape up black along with these runners and the runners down below. I want to tape up the windowsill spot down here as well. I'll probably just open the trunk and try to cover this rubber spot. And I want to throw probably like some paper over top of this. I also want to paint that one arm, maybe both arms to make them match. But I definitely want to paint the arms so that they look better. This one's basically all the paint's run off. It's down to just steel. So I'm going to try to paint that as well. I will tape off probably around the edge of the headlights along with basically the fender and stuff. I don't want to cut into any of the good paint. Yeah, so I think that's it. Basically what I'm going to do right now is let it dry for probably, I don't know, 20-30 minutes. I think the sun will have it dry. Come back out, tape everything off, mask it off, start buffing the headlights first. Then I will most likely buff the whole car. I will start by buffing with some rubbing compound on the headlights first, along with these spots right here. I think you can see it now, maybe, but right about here, there is a little just bland spot. Definitely some clear coat issues going on. So I want to buff that out on both corners. I want to also buff out the cracks, back and the front. And then I think I'm going to use polishing compound to go over the whole car. But first, before I do any of that, I actually want to take out the floor mats again and kind of vacuum them up, then shampoo them, scrub them up a little bit again, and rinse them out with the power washer again, and then lay them to the side and to dry out in the sun. They're pretty good. They came out a lot better than what they were. I'm sure you guys saw the stains that were on there, but they could be a little better. I want them to look like new. Anyway, that's the goal for right now. Also, I want to wait for this to dry completely because I don't even know if you guys can see this or if it's picking up in the camera, but basically there's all this watermark from, I'm guessing, just hard water. I don't know, because I definitely rinsed the crap out of the soap off of everything. But there's just a bunch of lines here, so I'm going to remove it after it's all dry with isopropyl alcohol or rubbing alcohol. And then I'm going to attack this thing to buff everything, just because I don't want to polish these things to look good on the paint, if that makes sense. Anyway, that's the goal. Let's get at it. All right, so it is about 5-6 hours later. I've washed the car, I've buffed the car, and it's come out pretty dang good. I think you guys have seen just a transformation in the headlights alone. There's still a little cloudiness in the top of this section. I wasn't able to clear that up too much. I was able to bring this back quite a bit. There's still a little bit of cloudiness on the bottom edge here, but if you guys remember, I'll try to show a video here if I can find it, but this right here was kind of destroyed. But I'm really happy with how good it came out. The rest of the car, I mean, the paint's been pretty good, so it wasn't much work. It was just really getting a nice shine on it. And then these spots that I was talking to you guys about, I was completely wrong. I think this trunk was damaged. I think it did like one of the overextends and kind of bent these corners up, because these have been bondoed, or there's some type of body filler on here. For sure on this one, I could actually see, I don't know if you guys can see it, but there's some sand marks like right in here. I hope the camera picks that all up. but these have obviously been done some body work, so I didn't even need to buff those. Kind of found it out while I was getting close and buffing them. The cracks, they look good. I think I might have accentuated them a little bit with the buff, but overall guys, the whole thing looks really good. My floor mats are dry. I just tested them. So what I'm thinking right now is the weather's still decent. It's cloudy, but I'm hoping to get a coat of paint on the windshield wipers, and then I want to vacuum the inside of the car quick and throw the floor mats back in there, and then just kind of see where we're at and how much time we have left. It's getting late, it's past 6 now, and I still have to edit this whole video so you guys can watch it tomorrow. So it's getting a little out there, but I'm gonna try my best to get the most done that I can, just because I want to try to list the car tomorrow on Thursday, and there's only a few things left. So anyway, that's the goal. Let's get at it. All right guys, it is about 7 o'clock Wednesday night. I think that's all that I can get done for this episode. Next episode, we're going to be doing some steam cleaning on the interior, on like the headliner areas and some of the runners. I still need to wipe down the back seat. I still need to vacuum up the back. I still have a little bit of tint glue kind of all over the place in the car. I got a lot of it, but definitely the back windshield still needs to be finished on the driver's side. Still need to clean like all the door sills and everything. So it's really just going to be tidying it up, grabbing some floor mats, like the nice rubber ones that I always get for these cars. Just basically tidying up every last little thing, going to get it smogged. And then I will also be doing the before and after, basically video of the Cadillac. But I think that's it. I'm hoping also in the next episode to find a new flip. Basically that's giving me tomorrow or Thursday when you're watching this now, and Friday to find a car. So fingers crossed, I'm going to try to find one, but yeah, we'll see. If not, I have some other stuff that we might get into, but it'll be a good video regardless. So with that said guys, please go down, hit the subscribe button, click the notification bell if you haven't already. This way you get alerted when I'm putting out these 2 a week now. Also, if you haven't, hit the like button, really does help a ton. I appreciate it every time guys, thank you. But I'm curious, what do you guys think? I know some of you guys thought I was gonna get really low on the Audi. Like I said, I got 5 grand. I'm wondering if you guys thought that was a fair price, if you thought I should have got a little more, a little less, just kind of what your inputs are. But yeah guys, until next episode, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week, and I'll see you again on Sunday. Later guys.